Hey guys, welcome to Jen Lowry Writes. Okay, I'm here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch. And I just was going to say hello and give you guys some author tips about if you're going to be having your next book signing soon. What I learned from my last one, because trust me guys, I was so rusty, but some great takeaways that I had from that experience as well. So I did want to give you guys some tips on that, and maybe we'll have some people that are hanging out today and can pop in and join us, and we can just chat about the author life. If you have any questions for me, you can drop them in the chat. Make sure that you can give access if you're on Facebook for StreamYard so I can see your name, because that's how it works if you're Facebook streaming live on that account. All right, so I just had my last book signing last Saturday, and I've had time to reflect on it, but trust me when I say I started reflecting midway through and started making mental notes about what I needed to take care of for our next go around. And as soon as Eli and I got in the car, Eli's my husband, if you guys are just checking my channel out for the first time, but as soon as Eli and I got in the car, I was like, okay, sweetheart, here's some things I forgot. Now, we have a vacation packing list. So that means we also need to have an author tour packing list. Definitely something that we have discussed and we are adding, because right before leaving, I felt just a little nervous, all that nervous energy. And I forgot some things that I actually had here. And then I had some other things that I needed to create. So let's kind of go through some things that decisions that I was making prior to going to the event, and then all of the things I realized probably I should have done. So the first one is which books to take. So The Fae of Averly, y'all, that's my newest MG. So The Sunday Killer came out in August. The Fae of Averly just came out October 1st. So I was definitely going to be highlighting this Monarch book, one of my books that matter from my publishing company. And that was going to be like my main focus. So I knew the event was possibly coming up, and I went ahead and ordered a bunch of copies off author copies so I could have it. Luckily, they came in time. So I'm going to just give you guys a heads up right now, because of the shipping and everything that is going on in the world. We really don't need to kind of wait last minute to order copies of our books. The last time that I had the library event, after I ordered the books, I got online and I was like, okay, I've got to replace all of the books that I sold. And then I even bought a few extra copies of Crossings and Tides, because I didn't even have personal copies anymore of those books. I was completely out. So Crossings and Tides are book 2 and 3 of the Lightbearer series, which is my Scottish trilogy, my sweet romance. It's paranormal. Love that book so much. Got more to talk about that later. So I didn't even have copies of that book at all. So after the library event, I went and just stocked up. Should have stocked up on the Fae that very day, because I already had the Fae up. It was just in pre-order. Wasn't thinking about future book signings with the Fae. I was thinking about book replacements to put in my book boxes that I have here at the house for my emergency stash of books. So lesson learned, make sure that you get your books early so you don't stress out and wonder, I'm not going to be able to sell the Fae. I can talk about the Fae to people, but I won't have it to show. I did have some copies of the Sunday Killer left, but a lot of those have got gone as soon as I got them in the mail, because I was sending them out to people like my Aunt Dot and Tish and who is a cover designer. I will send them out. Next thing I know, I'm almost out of the Sunday Killer books. So yes, I do have to go in and make a new order for some books, for some author copies for myself here. So that's the tip number 1. Okay. Thankfully, the Fae came and I had a set of them. But Eli and I have our bag and we're just looking really fast. I had just finished author coaching and I did not pack the night before. So I author coach every Saturday morning with the Writing Warriors for Jesus, and I lead that group from 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to check out my writing group, you can go to patreon.com and you can check out Jen Lowry Writes and see that the different tiers. But I just got off with my Writing Warriors for Jesus, and it was like, oh, time to pack. Got to go to this event. And then I was like, which books do I take? I've published 31 books. I have a bag. I could start taking boxes. I realize the table I'm sharing with people, I can't take all 31 books. And so I started taking like representations, like, okay, I'll take these middle grades books. I'll take these sweet romance, holiday romance books, because we've got Christmas coming up soon. People are going to start getting into that vibe of wanting to read that. Got to take my scary books. So I took the Hartwell Chronicles and, of course, the Sunday Killer. That's my new release. So I was just kind of making my selection very quickly on a whim. Threw them in the bag, and we took off. I grabbed a couple of my stands because I did not know what the table space was going to be like. So I did get a couple of stands. Check the stands. Because one of the stands that I grabbed only was a stand and working properly because I had it pushed up with the, oh, that's work related. Sorry, guys. Pushed up against another book. So, yeah, I didn't end up using that stand and had to kind of just place it up there, kind of stick other books behind it, make my own stands with the books. Okay, another thing, have like a little display kind of ready to go. So that way you can have your displays packed, which I did not have. I left my business cards in my other purse. I have a folder, a little zipper pouch in my other purse that has all my business cards in it. Completely forgot those. And I wish that I would have had them. Had no more bookmarks left. I only had like 2. And they were the Hartwell Chronicles bookmarks. It was very specific to one book. When I first released the Hartwell Chronicles and I went to a book signing in the mountains, and that's all I had. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm slack. I need more bookmarks. So guess what? Today was my day off. I actually jumped on canva.com. I created my Monarch bookmarks because then we had to make the decision, because you're selling so many different books. And my motto, guys, y'all know it, books that matter and clean reads for all ages. Eli was like, that's what you put on your bookmark. And you just put people how to contact you and everything. And he's like, there's no way you could just pick your books, just put your business logo on there and that'll be great. So we played around with that today and I designed it on canva.com. I've always used Walgreens to print my bookmarks. You guys might tell me there's some other places out there that you use. You could drop them in the comments, but I've always just used Walgreens and swing right by locally. They're 50 cents a bookmark. And I pick them up. Sometimes you can get codes for discounts. So I put them in my cart and they're ready to go. I'm not going to assign them within the next week. So I'm waiting for discount codes. I'm waiting for coupons that Walgreens can send me because I'm subscribed to their newsletter alerts. And so in their photo department, you might be able to get some things on sale. So I'm just leaving them in the cart. I have them ready and saved. But that is something I'm definitely going to have for the next go around. And I absolutely love the bookmarks. They have the teal color of my company on it with the logo. And then on the back, I did a QR code that takes someone straight to my website. So in the past, when I would set up and I would have a long table, and which I do own, and I do suggest that you guys get a tent, a table, chairs, tablecloths, get all of that set up and just keep it in your garage. I would have the QR codes spread around where people could go and click in on the QR codes and they could go right there. I also used to take a really cool journal book that I used to capture email addresses for newsletters. Y'all, I completely forgot about it. And I used to do that all the time. And I used to do giveaways right there at the table. Forgot about it. Did not even think about it. And so I would buy, for example, a cross necklace that could go straight to the Hartwell Chronicles, something that looked really cool for Victoria to wear. Like it would be costume type jewelry for Victoria to wear. I've done giveaways with jewelry for people to sign up for the newsletter. And then I've shipped the jewelry to them if they won the giveaway at the end of the event for signing up. Completely forgot. So then I didn't have any way to capture anybody's emails, and I didn't have my signs, and I had signs in frames. So I think it's really cool if you do that. Like if you print your signs and then you get frames for them, you can just get, whatever, if you're wanting wood, if it's according to how you've got your table set up. So yeah, frames really work for that, especially if it starts to rain and you've got paper copies. You don't have to go laminate things and just have them laid out. The frames are cool. So I had all of that, completely forgot it. I also had the place where I would tell how much my books were. Completely forgot it. Hey, Tish, I'm talking about things I learned at my book signing and all the things that I forgot at the house after we had our WWJ meeting. So Tish Bouvier is one of my dear author friends, and she's here on YouTube, guys. So that's who I'm talking to. I've just put her up in case you're somewhere else watching this video. So yeah, Tish. So I forgot my business cards in my purse, my other purse that I didn't take. I ran out of bookmarks, and the 2 bookmarks that I had left, they were only Hartwell Chronicles bookmarks. So I created some new ones on canva.com today that represented books that matter, Monarch. They're really cool. I love them. On the back, there's a QR code. I left my QR codes that I would sit up around the table for people to be able to scan using their phone. So many things I was forgetting. I forgot the picture frames that had like how to contact me, had the prices of my books in the picture frames. I even bought some cute little stands. They're in the back of my car. They're not even with my author stuff, y'all. I'm so not organized sometimes in my life because I've got a million things going on. So having yourself a kit ready to go for your book signings, especially if you're coming out of one meeting and running somewhere, it's like checklist, you need it. So I didn't need to take like tablecloths, tables, chairs. I did take a couple of chairs, but I stood up the entire time, except when I was going to go over and talk to a couple of authors every now and then. But I forgot our camera. So I was using my phone and Eli's phone to take pictures, and we've always taken his professional camera. Don't know why I forgot it. I did not have so I have a PayPal swipe, completely left it here. It was not charged. I forgot to charge it overnight. I know. So then I was like, okay, I've got all of these other different apps to be able to access money. Not only do I have PayPal, but I went ahead and got my PayPal QR code and I sent it to Eli. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Tish said, you were just too excited. Well, 1, yes, I was excited. And 2, I had homeschooled the night before, worked all day, after homeschool was over, I did not take the time to pause to say, okay, I've got like 30-minute window before we're having some downtime for myself. Let's pack up for tomorrow's event. And I did not give myself that time. And so I was kind of a little all over the place. I was also rusty. I had not had a book signing since COVID. And I was really regular at book signings in the past prior to COVID. And it's just been so long. Everything was like slipping my mind. And I was not being intentional. And that's usually not me. So now with this reflection, I'm saying, okay, here's some things. And Eli and I understand that we have to craft a book signing list, just like we have our vacation packing list. Another thing that we realized that we needed as soon as we got there, and we saw what one of the other authors had, and she told us where she got it from, and it was really super cool. And it has a handle pop up, and she did the whole commercial for it. And we were like, yeah, we definitely need this. And it was one of the big carts on wheels that folds up. Super, super practical. We could get 2 of those because, yes, with the 31 books, I'm going to have a lot more books to carry. We could get 2 of those. And then, like, if I have Solomon to go with me or if I have Samuel to go with me, we could have an extra cart. We could have 3 carts. I mean, we could pull 2 at a time. So we definitely are going to invest in the future in those roll carts because Eli was having to, like, muscle up that big bag. And, y'all, I tried to pick it up and Miss Dot laughed. She's another WWJ member that was at the signing event. And she laughed at me because I was like, no, it's like a cartoon character. Like I could not even lift it up off the ground. It was ridiculous. So I will tell you that those push cart things, those little pull cart thingies, those are really cool. Definitely put that one as a wish list for yourself. You can go on Pinterest right now and start creating wish lists for your author events. And you can make it private. Nobody has to see that you're putting picture frames up there and really cool tablecloths that kind of match throughout the theme. I have a gold one, and I have one that my mom made. It's white and gold. And she put glitter paint and gold glitter paint on it, and it's very special to me. So I take that to all of the book signings that I have that I bring my table with. So we get there, and I see everybody's bookmarks and candy and lollipops and peppermints and all this, and I'm like, daggone it. Wouldn't I had liked to have some Werther's Originals from my daddy? Wouldn't I had liked to have some peppermints? Did not even think about it, y'all. Did not even think about the little candy stash. That's something to think about in the future. But what happened? So I get there. I've got Eli. Take you somebody you love, y'all. Having this experience, if you can have someone to go with you, even if it's like virtually go with you, even if they can't stay long, just like take someone virtually if you can and have them be with you. And it's just amazing. It's like the best experiences ever to be able to connect with readers, to talk about books. So lessons learned about what happened when I got there with all of the things that I forgot. What did I remember? That's the important piece. I remembered the books that I had in my bag. So when a reader would come up, and I would say, so what do you like to read? And I'm around the side of the table. I'm not behind the table because I miss talking to people, y'all. And it was so great. And when they would say, whatever genre it was, then we had authors lined up. So then I would be like, this. And then they say, well, this is yours. And then we would talk about my books. But then I would remember what I had in my bag. So I always had my stash there of my extra books that I didn't have room to put up on the table. So when, someone mentioned that they loved a particular book, and I loved that book too, and we just started going, blah, 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 blah. Eli thought I knew the girl. No, I did not know anybody that I met that day except Dot and Cindy behind the table. But going back and forth, I ended up knowing the perfect book for her from my collection. And that was a way that I would be able to give a book to a reader. Then it's, can I take a picture with a reader? Because I wanted them for myself. Now, I did not ask, can I use these on social media? That's the part I forgot. But I did ask, can I take a picture of you? It was for me. So we got a picture, and every single time, 100% of the time, the reader would say, I want a picture with my phone too. So either Eli was taking them with their phones, or a family member or a friend that was with them was taking pictures of us. Love that so much, guys. Just loved it. Of course, use some really nice Sharpies. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you the best Sharpies in the world are these. The Sharpie pens, S-gels. You see that? No smear, no bleed, always vivid writing. So I grabbed a couple out of my little stack. And then Eli ended up as somehow being the pocket pen carrier. He had all kinds of jobs that day. And I would have to go grab the pen again. One time he was like, you set the pen down on the ground at your feet. And I'm like, how did it get there? Why did I do that? Again, Tish, extremely excited about meeting readers and being in front of everybody. Somehow the pen got there. So Eli was like pocket pen carrier. But yeah. Love these pens. And no, I did not get paid to say that. So no, I'm not sponsored by Sharpie. But if Sharpie wants to contact me, come on, I'm a teacher. I'm an author. Hook me up, Sharpie. But so I love Sharpies. But I especially love those. I like they are just perfect. So just, making sure you're asking people, how do you spell their name as you're spelling it? Because Casey can be spelled tons of different ways. Like, for real, really consider asking them. Now, in the past, I would write it on a sticky because I was nervous back in the day. I would write their name on a sticky, put it up, and then have them kind of look at it, and then I would sign their names. But this time around, I did not do that. One, I wasn't as nervous, but I forgot my stickies anyway, so I just went with it. And I asked beforehand, though. Always ask. Is it for them? Is it for someone they love? And then get that name. So just have fun. just enjoy it. And then, I was asked questions like, where do you get all this energy from? And how can you have that much energy when you're here? And I'm like, I'm passionate about books. Absolutely love stories. Guys, y'all know that about me. And my stories. I'm champion to Faye Averly. She's sitting up there so pretty. There's Patience's book, y'all. I didn't sell a single copy of this middle grades, but I sold tons of other books around the Faye and in the bag. Nobody was just interested in this middle grade read. This fantasy was not their genre of choice, but I had others that worked, that I pray that people just absolutely loved. I also love connecting with the authors so much. So here's the tip, guys. Get to know the people around you at the other tables. Ask how you can help support them. Pull out your phone in the middle, before, during, after. Make little clips. You got your live right there on your Facebook author page or your Facebook accounts or Instagram or TikTok. Make you some live videos and put them up, and interview authors right there that are beside you. Only takes a minute. Let those authors have an opportunity to shine, and you can showcase other authors' work while you're recording them and blasting them out. It's just a kind thing to do. So I would really encourage you that during your events to take quick, short burst videos. And I actually remember to do that while I was there. I think it's fun to interview the authors. Tish said she thought that was a really good idea. Maybe that's just the podcaster in me, but it's also that part where I want to lift other people's work up and I want to showcase what they're doing. Because if a reader, for example, was not there for middle grades fantasy, well, they could have been there for a children's picture book, or they could have been there for a sweet romance. They could have been there for the Heart of Selma. So nonfiction and poetry. So there we go. Like, highlight the people that are around you. It's not just about you at that signing. One, it's about the reader. First and foremost, it's about just connecting with readers. Two, it's about connecting with other authors and vendors and people that are around you. And it's about having a good time. One thing I forgot is to take my hobbits. So I've always done this at my book signings, and I completely forgot to grab my Tolkien books. I love to give Tolkien away. If people have never read The Hobbit, I'm usually the one to say, here, don't read my book, read Tolkien, read The Hobbit, have this as a gift. I would suggest that you get you some books that you really love and make you a free book basket. And I didn't do it this time. So again, something else that I forgot. So as you're out there in the world, give a book away. Give your own books away. I gave a book away. I gave books at discounted rates. Like, you feel led to do what you feel led to do, and do that thing, because the Lord is going to whisper that to you in those moments, and then you are going to be blessed. Trust me, you're going to be blessed. But just sign up for events. When you get opportunities and doors open for you, try your best to show up and be there, even if it's to support another author. Let's say your book isn't out yet, but you are working on your book and one of your friends is having a signing and it's local. Really try your best to be there. If it's not a virtual event, if it's an in-person event, so you can support your friend. Just be there to support your friends. And if you can't get there, be there virtually for them. Like, comment on their little videos that they're making. Send them a text in the middle of the event. Say, oh, I want a picture so I can post it. You can do things even if you're not able to go to the actual event to help support your author friends while they're at their events. So, guys, I just wanted to come on really quick and give you these little tips of things that I forgot and the things that I remembered. And most importantly, I remembered to find joy in every single moment. So even though I was tired, you probably couldn't see it because Eli said you couldn't. I was talking to tons of readers and authors, made some new connections and some new author friends. Hopefully, everyone that bought my book, I'm hoping that they enjoyed the book. Maybe somebody will reach out to me and tell me how much they did. I know I did have one reader to say to me recently that the Fae of Averly that they got reminded them of an Alice in Wonderland adventure, which I was like, yay, hooray. So that was good to get a title out there that people dearly love. So, maybe I'll hear back from readers, maybe I won't. But the bottom line is, I know what I know now, what I've learned from this experience. And the next time around, when I get an opportunity to have the event, my bookmarks are already saved on Canva and in my cart at Walgreens. I've already got my picture frames in my bag set up and ready to go. I'm on the lookout for my next giveaways, so that way I can have jewelry at the event for people that sign up. And I got to take my newsletter sign-up journal. So many things to remember, but not really. Probably should write all of those down. So now I've got it documented here and had my reflective talk with y'all. And Tish, I'm so glad that you could join me today. I'm going to be back on later with some other videos, but this one is specifically just to talk about what I've learned. Yes, Tish, newsletter sign up journal. So I have a journal that I capture newsletter emails in. And if they sign up the day of the event that I'm there, that I put their name into a drawing and I give away some piece of jewelry. I gave away jewelry that I made in the past. I gave away jewelry that I bought that represented Victoria Hartwell. So that one was really cool, and it can bring you a lot of new newsletter subscribers too. And I completely forgot about that newsletter journal. So I was along with all the picture frames and all the little stands that I had and the signs that I had and all of that good stuff. Yeah, it's awesome, Tish. I love it. And had a little stand for my jewelry and had it propped up in a cute box. And I saved the box. So next time you get like a really cool jewelry box, save it because you can use it as a display. Don't forget your free book baskets. That way you can have yours free to a good home sign, and you can have some free books in there for people to grab. So be on the lookout of your favorite books and grab copies when you're out and about. That could be gently used copies. You're giving them away for free. So just keep your eye out for books that you love and start collecting them for future events. Well, all right, guys, I hope y'all have a blessed one, and I will talk with y'all later. Thanks, Tish. Bye, guys.